Hello, everyone. Raymond Moore, Kilted Prepper. How's everybody doing this morning? Oops, forgot my microphone. It's Friday. Woohoo! And you're watching Coffee with Ray. Mm, good stuff. Man, on my walk, and it's raining here. So put on my rain jacket and started walking and everything. Had a really good walk. It was nice and chilly and just kind of waking me up and getting me going and everything. I love my walks in the morning, folks, and it does so much for me. I do a lot of thinking. I listen to motivation videos and stuff like that, and so spend time with God, do some positive affirmation and everything. And I just love my walks. And so it's really doing good. And I'm still hitting it on my 75 hard. I think I am on day 39. I'm almost about to hit day 40 tomorrow. So, hey, Kim, hey, Sherry, how you doing? So, yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. But today's topic is do it now. Start before you are ready. And so many people, start, oh, I want to do something and I want to get something moving and I want to do this and do that and everything. And they procrastinate. They always say, well, I need to get ready to do that. Or I'm going to start that exercise program this weekend, or I'm going to start it on Monday, or I'm going to do this on Monday. Do it now. Sometimes, you may get an email or something and you need to respond and you procrastinate. No, stop, do it now. Sometimes you may get a text from someone and they're, oh, well, I'll answer them later. Who cares? Blah, blah, blah. No, do it now. And, you're thinking about starting a workout tomorrow and everything. No, start doing it now. And that's the key, folks, is doing it now. And because again, so many people that procrastination, that little what I call the bitch voice, comes into you and says, no, start it on Monday. That's a good day to start it. And then Monday comes and you never do it. And so, or, you need to do this project or you need to get this thing done or, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never comes because there's always tomorrow and things. So why not just do it now? And I find that by you leveraging my core four list or my core four, my core four notebook here, is it allows me to get things done and do it now. And so every day, every morning, I write in my list and, see, here's my list. That was for yesterday's list, but, getting things done now. And it's important that we learn to do this and everything. Someone may want to write a book. So, well, I'll start tomorrow and everything. Well, no, why don't you start a paragraph now? I find when I write my books, once I come up with a title, boom, the whole book then just starts to flow. And or I start an article. Again, I like titles. And so once I get a title in my head, I then sort of start doing it and doing it now, start writing and everything. So you need to do it now. Be the person now. Stop waiting, to thinking, oh, I need to get ready for that, or or I need to do that, or I need to do that before I can start. No, just start doing now. Do a little piece right now, because what you're facing right now is the elephant in the room. And what you need to do is, instead of trying to eat the whole elephant all at once, you need to take just a little bite. And that little bite then helps you take another bite and another bite. And another word for this is baby steps. And so by doing these baby steps and things, it allows you to really get moving, get pushing forward, and start doing things now. So my list of things to accomplish sometimes overwhelms me and I freeze up. Just being real. Sherry, what you're doing is you're putting too many things on your list and you're trying to eat the elephant at too many bites. I find that when I overwhelm myself on my daily list, that I don't get a lot of stuff done, because I become overwhelmed just like you. And I've learned that what I need to do is I prioritize. And I really look, okay, can I put this on tomorrow's list or put it on next week's list, or so forth and so on. And, instead of trying to get everything done now, which is eating the elephant all at the same time, you're not going to get it done. And so I've learned to hold myself back on my goals, not make everything so easy that it just becomes, easy peasy, but to then, push myself a little bit. And then another thing that I do is I try to do my hard tasks first, because there's things on your list like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. I do those first. And once I get those out of the way, I have a really good victory dance, and I get that hit of dopamine and everything, and then I'm able to attack all those other things on my list as well. And so by doing the hardest thing first, or maybe there's a phone call that you want to make and you've been dreading it, do that phone call first thing, on your list. Hit it out, get it done. And it's another analogy, and I've heard this before, is eat the frog in the morning. And what you do is by eating your frog first, then you've got that frog done, eaten and taken care of, and everything else is cherry pies after that. So, but by doing it now, you're finding that you'll be a lot more productive. And again, by having your core four list, your core four notebook with all the things that you're doing, checking those things off and everything. Again, I prioritize, and I really try to ensure that, okay, if this thing is really going to take a lot of my time, I will then dedicate it to another day and then hit it hard. So, but again, find the things that you're dreading to do those things first thing in the morning, or the first things on your list, and then everything else is so much easier. But the biggest thing that so many people have is they want to start and they just don't, because they keep procrastinating, they keep pushing it off. They think, oh, I need to get ready. Oh, I want to write that book, but first I need to get some pencils, or I need to get some paper, and I need to go down to the store. No, just start doing it now. And so by doing these things now gets you moving. Get this, that first step that is always the hardest in anything that you want to do. And I just find, just suck it up and drive on and get her done. And so, hard things, I am starting a coaching portal here, and I was thinking I was going to be able to release it this weekend, but I'm going to be able to probably releasing it next weekend. We will see. But if you are interested in this, do me a favor. There's two things that you can do. You can either email me at ray@raymondmoore.com. That's MHOR.com. Or you can go to my website, raymondmoore.com, or thekiltedprepper.com. It's the same website. And in my right-hand side, up on my right-hand side, you'll see a link where you can sign up for my newsletter. If you go there, sign up for my newsletter this weekend, so forth and so on. What I'm going to do then is I'll put you on my coaching email list, and I'm going to start sending out information and things to kind of get people moving, get stuff, rolling and everything. And in fact, what I'll do is I'll send out an email. The first thing you need to do is get yourself I really like these. This is a plastic notebook, and I really like these notebooks a lot. One, I've tried the paper notebooks in the past, and I always rip up the cover. It always gets bent up and bent and torn and yada, yada, yada. So I've found that these plastic cover notebooks really work well for me. And so that's, I'll be sending an email out on that, how to get things going. The link to where I get my notebooks and stuff. I buy them, of course, off of Amazon and things. But another thing that I do is I always decorate the front of my notebook. And as you can see, this one says, making it happen, fourth quarter, 2023, 90 days. And I believe this has like 120 pages, so that will cover the quarter for me. But sometimes I write over more or do more, or sometimes I'll do notes for the show in here, or things, or scripts, or whatever. But this is my to-do list. This isn't my journal. And my journal is something else that I have. And in fact, here's my journal right here. And this is my journal where I write down my thoughts, my prayers, my ideas, talking to myself and everything. But the first thing that you want to do is you get a notebook so that you can start tracking your core four items. Now, is this your core four? No, this is not. This is how you track things and getting things accomplished via your core four. But every morning, what I do is there's a certain amount of tasks that I do. There's two types of core four. And in the coaching, I'm really looking at doing a morning core four, meaning spending 1 hour with yourself and accomplishing a lot of things. Whereas the current core four that I've been working, because I've been working core four for so long, I now do an all day core four. And it's rather, if I would do everything in the morning, it would probably take me about 2.5 hours to do it. So it's not a realistic beginners learning how to do core four sort of system. It's good for me, and it's good for people who have leveraged core four for several years. But the core four that I'm going to be teaching in the coaching group is a 1 hour, core four. Do it in the morning, and you will be amazed how much power and energy and forwardness you get going just by doing your core four, spending an hour on yourself. And that's another thing too, folks, is that look into investing in yourself, because it's, I buy books all the time. I'm always reading. I'm always investing in myself and everything, because the analogy is, when the airplane is going down and they drop those oxygen masks on, and you're supposed to put it on first and then put it on your kid or somebody else and everything. That's the same thing with you yourself. How can you be effective? How can you do things? How can you help others and everything if you don't have the oxygen mask on yourself first? So this is one of the things that the Core 4 teaches, is that you take care of yourself first. One of the mottos that I use is, I'm doing everything for me, myself, and then my family. And I know that sounds rather selfish, but it isn't if you look at the big grand scale of things. Because if you don't take care of yourself, if you are not in the best health, if you're not working on yourself, if you're not working on your love, and if you're not working on your money, how can you help yourself, help others? How can you help your family? How can you help your community, your neighborhood, your church, so forth and so on? You've got to have yourself put together and working together, so that you then can help other people. So in the coaching program, I am going to be doing a morning core four, and it's going to be very exciting. When I was doing the morning core four, when I started this out, maybe 7 years ago, I did morning core four for about 3 years. And then now what I am doing is doing the all day core four. And in the coaching portal, I actually have the means for you to actually track your core four. And then there's a leadership board, seeing who's doing it and who's not, and where's your percentage and everything. Excuse me, need to get some coffee. So, but by doing your morning core four and hitting it hard, you're going to have so much more energy. You're going to be able to give more to other people and things, and you're going to accomplish so much more. And the interesting thing is when you truly start working core four and you're dedicated to it, you'll start seeing a compression of time, because you're achieving so much, doing so much, and getting so much done, that what maybe it took you a month to do will only take you a week to do. And then, or if it took you a week to do, you'll find yourself getting it done in one day. And so by doing all these things and working in core four every day, you're going to have that compression of time, and you're going to be accomplishing so much more, as well as living your best life now. So many people, if you look at the 4 areas of your life, your 4 areas of your life is health, self, love, money. And if you look at those things and imagine them as tennis balls, and you're sitting there juggling them and everything, some people can juggle maybe 1 or 2 of those and keep it in the air. Other people can maybe juggle all 4. But what happens is that they sooner or later drop the balls, this, that, and the other. What the Core 4 teaches also is how you to juggle these things in your life, these 4 areas in your life. Keep the balls in the air and keep juggling day after day after day after day. Whereas, again, the common man can do it, but they can't do it very long. And so they go back to their old habits. They slip back into the mediocrity and just be common men. Where if you're operating in the core 4, you become that superior person. You're able to do so much more, be so much more, love so much more, and help others in so many great ways and everything. So what's people saying here? Let's see here. We have Sherry, we have Holly, we have Kim. Oh, she said, oh, that's true. My list is so long, and 2 jobs making it 15-hour days limits my time of getting stuff done. And the biggest thing, and this is what the Core 4 really helps you with, is you focusing on you. If you don't focus on you, then you have no energy for anybody else. You may be able to, again, you may be able to juggle those balls for a certain amount of time and everything, but then what happens is you start burning out, you start getting depressed, you start, going into what I call the pit. And when you're in the pit, it takes a lot of energy and time to get out of the pit. What the core four helps me with is avoiding that pit. And so I'm always on my A game. I'm always moving forward. I'm always doing this, and I'm avoiding the pit and getting so much done. Sherry Hicks says, Thanksgiving is making it extra hard. And again, if you are spending that 1 hour every morning focusing on you, then you're going to have all that energy, and it isn't going to be hard. It truly isn't. And until you experience it, until you start really doing it and checking off all those things of the core four every morning, you're going to find yourself being able to do these things, getting these things done. Buzz Toll says, I feel like I can't focus on what prepping supplies will cover the immediate and need, and when it runs out, won't know where to get more. You're in the right place, Buzz, because again, what we're teaching here is being realistic prepping for real people. And it's not about just accumulating stuff and everything like that. Yeah, there's your beans, bullets, Bibles, and band-aids, but a lot of it too has to do with mental fortitude, mental toughness, determination, persistence, grit, and getting stuff done. But if you're not operating in the core four, you become overwhelmed. You're trying to eat that elephant in one, big bite, and you just can't. You got to take baby steps. You got to take little baby bites. And this is why I leverage my core four notebook, my to-do list, and it helps me to get even more things done. Charlie says, Sherry Hicks, I'm learning not to be people take up my precious time. And that's another thing, is you want to surround yourself with people who are positive and who are doing things. You don't want to be, and I hate to call it, leeches. There's people out there who are leeches who'll suck you dry. And then there's people out there that will feed you and put into you and pour into you and everything. And so you need to be more discriminatory over what people you are surrounded with. Now, there's times that, maybe it's family members and everything that you can't, avoid. And so what you do is you don your Teflon vest, and whatever they throw at you, it just like rolls off and things. So, hey, Christian, how you doing, bud? Good to see you here. So, but my message this morning for you to do is do it now. Start now. Don't procrastinate. Stop putting it off. There is no time to get ready. You just start doing it now. Start before you are ready. So whew. Now, again, if you guys are interested in my coaching course or my coaching portal, do me a favor. You can email me at ray@raymondmoore.com, MHOR.com, or go to thekilterprepper.com, and you'll see my free newsletter. If you sign up between now and this weekend, what I'll do is automatically check you off and add you to that coaching email and things. So check it out, do that. And I'm really interested in helping people. And because, again, a lot of people are going to have these bullets, band-aids, and Bibles, but will they have the mental fortitude to push on, get through it all, and see it through to the next day? And I think that the common man is going to start folding like cheap lawn chairs. They are going to retreat to the corner in the fetal position, sucking their thumb, because they haven't prepared mentally. And this is something that I've researched a lot during the Great Depression, that the people who made it had goals, they had determination, they had a good relationship with God, they had a good relationship with each other and their spouses and their families and everything. And that's something that I truly believe that we are lacking today. And so this is why I've started this portal. This is something that God's put on my heart for the last 6 to 8 months. In fact, it's been a lot longer, but it's something I'm finally now taking action on. I've been doing tons of research on the software and everything. I've really found a solution that will answer what I want to do and help people with. And then interesting too is I've got like 300 recipes for my 1950s diet. And then on top of that, I've got about 7 gigs, maybe 9 gigs of PDFs, manuals, ebooks, this, that, and the other that I'm going to be also adding to the portal. Now, am I going to be adding it all at once? No, it's going to be time consuming because I got to upload like 20 files at a time and name them and date them and put them links in and everything. So as you come into the portal, I'll be constantly adding more value, more content, more stuff to help you. And so that's everything that I can think of. Kim says, I do the notebook. Things pop in my head while I'm working, so I have to write it down. Plus, keep track of my to-do. It really helps to stay, really helps, but still behind. And again, what you're doing is you're probably adding too many things to your daily tasks. What you want to do is force yourself to push certain things off to other days and not really overwhelm yourself. And again, as you can see here, my notebook, it's you can see how much I've done here. So, but I keep things short, sweet, and make sure that my objectives are able to be attained. And then anything, if I start seeing my list grow, I'll take the bottom 2, 3, add them to the next day, and those would be my top priorities for that day. So that's it, folks. Raymond Moore, Kilt the Prepper, Coffee with Ray. We'll see you. Goodbye. God bless, and kilt on, folks.